We are back. Back for some more fun in the land of New World. I got to level 31 yesterday. Figure, hey, why not? Let's see if we can get to like 33, 34, somewhere around there. Maybe even 35. One day, we'll be 60. One of these amazing days. My cat just meowed at me. I said one of these amazing days, and yep, she's meowing at me right now. She's looking at me from like my bed. You're a cute cat. Yeah, you are. You're goofy. She clearly wants attention. Clearly, this little cat. Oh, wow. 10 out of 10. You know when you don't, like, properly set up for a stream? Now I'm being, like, harassed by a little kitty cat and trying to set up my... Why are you so cute? Why are you so cute? There we go. Kitty. Sit. I wasn't trying to get you away. You clearly want attention. You've been meowing at me since the stream started. I know. You're the important one. You're the important Moo. Out of all the 3 kitty cats, you're the one that wants to put up with me the most. You and Nathan. I don't know where he is, though. You're goofy. You're a goofy little girl. One of these days, we'll have both you guys on stream at the same time again. Could that fun? Still feeling slightly under the weather. It's mainly allergies. That time of year, eh? Hey, goofy girl. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna just sleep tonight? You're silly. You're silly. I have a feline on me, and she's gone. 10 out of 10. Where's my mouse? Okay. Okay, we can actually kind of sort of start playing this game now that kitty cat wants to go. But yeah. Do I really want to do stuff in this zone? This zone's probably... Okay, the Medley Fair guy's up all the way here. Okay. Personally, I think we should be sticking with Brightwood, just because it is kind of a slightly better zone, even though, like, for leveling until we're, like, mid-30s, it would, you know, yeah. I know what words are. Words are words, and I don't know how to speak them. Eben scale's 52. That's a weird... I don't know about anyone else, but 52 is oddly specific. Then again, all the ones up here are kind of like oddly specific. Reekwater's 58 to 60. That's not really specific. That's just basically, hey, we're an endgame zone, but we're not straight up telling you we're an endgame zone. So Brightwood would be better. Because all these zones are not going to really give us that much. Other than Cutlass. Cutlass might be good. I haven't been to Cutlass, I don't think. Let's do that. Let's do that just to say we've been there. Right? Go to the shrine. It's the same level, and it probably won't be as moody of a zone. Because that's one thing, like, I'm not a huge fan of Brightwood. Just because it's the game's Duskwood. And I know I'm speaking in, like, World of Warcraft terms. But... fight me. I've played that game way too much. Clearly, if I'm, like, comparing zones in other games to it. Ooh, I get a free Highlands turkey. Sweet. Thank you for the green poultry thigh. Mr. or Mrs. didn't actually do their... Oh, there's another one. I will take free food. I will take all the free food. Rabbit. You cannot get out of here. You cannot run away from me, Mr. Rabbit. I don't know how many more. I think that quest was for 25 of them, so I probably have a decent amount left. Oh, okay, I didn't expect you to want to talk, Mr. COVID. There you are. I will talk to you until your voice falls apart.
It's already falling apart.
You sound tired, not sick. Which I guess that's kind of the same thing in a way, but you know. Yeah, you can't make fun of people who had COVID now, because now you'd be making fun of yourself.
I never made fun of it.
I know. It's kind of the joke, but you know. That means pretty much everyone I know has had COVID at one point or another. Including me.
I don't get how I got it. I go from work to home. And
Probably
I still fucking
work.
caught it. It's from Zach, the guy that I've talked to you about him before. He caught the shit. He got tested positive today too. But he had already had it. So he gave it to my uncle. And my uncle gave it to me a day afterwards. And then a day after that, my dad got it. And then a day after that, my mom got it.
Yeah. With your mom, you really gotta like worry about that because she's kind of up there. How's she doing?
She's Well, right now, good, thankfully, but I don't think it's actually hit her yet.
Yeah, my
Right now,
mom.
it's just the sinuses and shit that's hitting her really hard. Right? I don't think, because if it hits her like it hit me, she's gonna be bedridden for a lot longer than 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get out of the bed, man, for 3 days straight.
Ugh.
I got up to go to the bathroom, and that was about, and let my dog out every very little as I could, because it took so much out of me just to walk outside.
That's crazy. Yeah, when my mom had it, she had it for like 3 times longer than me, and she's obviously not as old as yours, so that's kind of a scary thought.
My mom's 76. So.
Yeah. My mom's 70, so yeah. Or she's gonna be 70 in like 2 months, so.
It's the oxygen part that worries me because she's on oxygen. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can't really avoid now that she's tested positive, right? You just hope she can get through. I remember what being on oxygen's like, because I had to be on oxygen when I was in the hospital back in May, so I remember that. It actually was really, really nice, I will be honest, because normally this time of year I have a horrible runny nose, just because of allergies, and I left the hospital, and for like a month after, I really didn't have a runny nose. It was so nice. Now, obviously, I'm sniffling because I have a runny nose again. So, it came back, unfortunately.
I had a feeling that it was something more than just a fucking shot. Cause I told you originally Zach had a severe sinus infection. So that's what we all thought it was when we both caught it. But the worse I felt, the less convinced I was it was a fucking sinus infection.
Fair.
Because I've never heard of a sinus infection as bad as it can get, making it to the point where me walking out of my room to the bathroom and back to my bed is enough to damn near make me collapse from exhaustion.
Yeah, even I wasn't that bad. Like, my experience with COVID was like...
Yeah, yours, I remember you said it really didn't affect you
Yeah,
that much.
it was like... I was really dizzy one day, and then I felt really crappy for a day after, and then it was gone.
It don't like me, I guess.
I don't know. I have no clue. It's weird, but it's one of those things where
it affects everybody differently. That's like I told my uncle. It affects everybody differently.
Yep.
One person might get 2 days of symptoms. Another could get 3 weeks of symptoms.
Yeah, that's what my mom had.
And that's not even COVID. That's just sickness in general.
Yep.
Any type of illness.
Which is kind of weird, because that's when I was still going through cancer and all that type of stuff. So I was expecting it to hit me a little bit harder, because obviously my system was already dealing with something. But...
It might have been why it did hit you as hard, because your system was already in there fighting its ass.
Yeah, true.
So so you were already kind of feeling shitty, so feeling shittier was kind of hard to be that way.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. That is a point. There's the other case again.
I told you, I said the first 2 days of it, like, the first day, I felt a little under the weather. I barely even noticed it, but I went to bed. Got off work Wednesday after truck day. Came home, went to sleep, and that next morning I woke up. That was the big day. The first big one. That was the day I got up and I could barely fucking manage to walk to the bathroom. I stayed in bed all day and I never do that. I haven't touched my laptop until today.
Yeah, you had said that a couple days ago that you were like worried that it wasn't gonna
Cause
work.
yeah, cause it's all always on. It's always messing up anyway. So I figured it might go into shock, not being used after a week.
Actually, I should visit the town board. See what quests are around here. Or not really quests, but whatever they call them. Thingy McThingersons.
Then when my dad caught it, he was about ready to call the ambulance yesterday morning because it hit him so bad. Apparently it hit him the big day for him. It hit him worse than it hit me, supposedly. But he's got diverticulitis and all that shit, so it's already really hard for him to get up in the morning.
Fish rations. Good enough.
I think I just saw, I need to look it up. I think I just saw Ric Flair passed away, and that's gonna be sad.
I just saw that he was doing his last wrestling match ever.
Might have been what it was.
Because I saw that a couple days ago. He was like advertising his last wrestling match.
Well, the Padres probably ain't getting Juan Soto. They just traded for Josh Hader.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny because, like, that type of trade, if you see the people that they gave up, like, some already people playing. So it's like they kind of made their team less deep in order to, like, it's kind of like what the Panthers did, I guess you could say. They acquired a good guy at the expense of roster players. Which is usually a thing you don't want to do, right? Like, usually you want to, like, use prospects because that makes your actual roster better, right?
It depends on if you're successful in what you're trying to do that year. If you succeed in what you want to do, then I guess it's a win for them. But
yeah,
if you don't win, well, I look at it as if you don't win at least your division, you don't have to win the world championship. But if you don't win your division, I see that as a failure. Unless you're a team that's not been to the playoffs in 25 years or some shit.
There aren't too many of those anymore, right? Like, I'm trying to think, other than Seattle, there aren't too many teams that just don't make
Which
the
they're
playoffs.
going to break that this year, probably, the way they're looking.
Yeah,
I don't
it'll
think
be nice. I just want the Blue Jays to make the playoffs so we get to play a team we're better in the first round. Because right now, if we made the playoffs, being the number one wild card in the AL, we'd get to play against the Chicago White Sox, I think it is, the AL Central team. So
I don't think the White Sox are in the playoffs right now, as
well,
it stands.
I'm pretty sure they're the AL Central. Basically, the AL Central team. I was looking at it earlier today. Is actually worse in terms of like wins than the Blue Jays. So even though they would have home field advantage, being the division winner.
I think all of them are worse record than y'all right now, though.
Yeah, we're the third best team in the AL.
Because number one is 50. Number one in the AL Central is Twins with 53
Oh, it's
48.
the Twins. Okay.
But I wouldn't want to face the Twins because they're underrated. They got really good players. Byron Buxton.
We have better players, though. I'd rather face them than Houston or the Yankees.
I'd rather face Houston.
No.
I'd rather face Houston, beat Houston down, and then not have to worry about nothing else.
Well, then you'd
Get
probably
it out of
have
the
to
way.
play like the Yankees or. Because I expect the Yankees to make it at least to like the ALCS. ALCS, that's the word. That's the word. Yeah,
Good on the Orioles. They're in 4th now. Good job, boys. Proud of you.
damn straight. As much as I don't like them due to history, I like the fact that they're doing better than the Boston Red Sox. And they've been bad long enough that they deserve to be not the worst team in the division right now. Ooh, there's a cave over here. Snaggletooth Burrow. Okay, bud, you can go crazy with it. Dude freaking racing up to me like it's the last cat in the freaking world. Like, okay, there's like 700 other of these stupid things and they'll all respawn.
Have you played Stray yet?
No. That would require money and I don't have that until payday.
Well, I can ease your thoughts on it. It's a good game. Leave it
Well,
at that.
yeah, I know
It's amazing. It was very well made.
I'm also kind of, part of me's reluctant to get it because it looks like just a kiddie platformer with like
Well,
shooting mechanics. I'm probably going to wait a little bit longer to get it. The reason for that being is
I don't think you will like it. If you don't like wait. I don't know if you would like it or not. It's
I
a
don't
good game.
like it. It's just the thing that I'm waiting on is I don't really like doing the flavor of the month games when they're flavor of the month.
It's not really even flavor of the month. Everybody's done moved past it now already.
Well, apparently it's only like 2
you
hours long.
underestimate. No, it's more than 2. It's like, I think 3 or 4 at least. It's not that short.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I
if you
was
don't
exaggerating.
try and, like, if you don't, 2 hours, if you go there, you just do nothing but ignore every fucking image, like, all the lore, all the story and everything, just rush through it, sure. But there is lore in that game.
Oh yeah, I'm just like laughing at the fact that it's a kitty cat game with detailed lore. It has better lore than New World.
It actually does.
Oh yeah.
The joke's there, but it actually does. By far, it has better lore than a lot of new games that's come out. It's actually got a very interesting background story.
The kitty cat falls down.
As for the
well.
gameplay, you said it's parkour cat
Yes. Kitty parkour.
with
I was
exploration.
watching Jacksepticeye play it, and that's how I know.
Yeah, I watched that. That's who I watched. Yeah, I watched his whole playthrough on it. Then I watched a couple other people I watched play it just to watch them. Everybody liked it though, which is surprising because it's not the cliche has to have gore and blood and action in every scene type of game, is it?
That'd be weird. And like a game like that, but it's cats,
Not
right?
really. Not
It's
really.
like a horror game, but you're a kitty cat.
Not really. Like, I don't know how much you watched of it.
Um, maybe let's say the first half hour, not too much.
So did you see the first enemies?
The eyeball weird things, yes.
The
Zorb or whatever
Half-Life.
they're called.
Zerks, but
Yes,
they're
yes,
basically
yes.
they're head crabs. Let's just be honest, they're head crabs from Half-Life, which you don't know what that is. I don't think you ever played Half-Life,
Damn straight.
but they're just fancy. Well, not even fancier. They're just head crabs from fucking Half-Life, which I'm fine with. Because there's a lot of references to movies and stuff in that game. It's cool if you look for them. Did you say that the damn free agency for the MLB was up the 1st or the 4th?
What? You mean the not free agency, the trade deadline?
Yeah,
It's tomorrow.
they still haven't traded one. Are they gonna be so stupid as to not trade him?
Who?
Washington. Washington.
I don't think they will. Personally, the haul that they would have to like get in return for it to be worth it is a little bit much.
Wasting my time, Washington. Fuck you. What's funny is though, Huberdeau, that picture that the Calgary Flames put up of Huberdeau and Uyghur was still in Florida.
Well, they
Yeah,
don't
he
have
left
anything.
Florida yet. They don't want to leave.
I don't know. If I were them, I'd be running away as fast as I could. And it's not even because it's Florida or anything. It's because the team wanted to trade you away. So why would you want to be there? Right? Like, if the team doesn't want you. Oh, I keep going the wrong way.
Or is it your internet?
What?
Your stream and you went silent for like 20 seconds.
No?
Yeah, I thought it was me, but what did you say? 'Cause you broke out for like 20 seconds. I didn't hear shit you said.
Oh, well, if I were like Huberdeau, I wouldn't want to be in Florida anymore because they don't want you. They traded
When
you
the
away.
fact that they didn't want, everybody wanted him. They just didn't. One person didn't want him does not mean nobody wanted him. Everybody wanted him here. And I don't even think that one person really wanted him to go either. It's just sins of the past GMs fucked the team up. Give fucking 10 million a year to a shitty ass goalie.
What are you talking about? He's the best goalie. He won Vezinas. Vesnas.
Ooh. Ooh. Probably like half the fucking league is one Vesnas.
Imagine. Imagine they gave out like 20 Vesnas a year. Being the one goalie that didn't win a Vesna, you'd be like so made fun of. Right? Like, people would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why aren't you good enough to win a Vesna?
Well, that's kind of the way it should be anyway. Shouldn't be no fucking participation trophies. That's what's wrong with the damn world now. Just because you show up doesn't mean you should get shit.
There.
Except maybe a pat on the back. I was watching that Chicago Blackhawks video where how Chicago Blackhawks have are now officially the worst, or labeled like the worst trade. So I've linked you the video about the Blackhawks, where they were talking about how over the past like what 5 years, if not even 5 years, they've made nonsensical trades nonstop. To the point that now the team is dog shit and basically trading players away for shit that they had already given away. Just different names of players, basically. Same exact type of player, same age, just a different person. Yeah.
They've been doing dumb trades for years though. Like that's the problem with them. They like if you look at what they were doing with like Panarin for Saad and all this, like they've been doing.
Oh, that's what they were talking about. They were talking about all that led up to all this shit they gave away. Then they gave DeBrincat to I think the last trade they made was DeBrincat for a first, second, and third from Senators. And really all that did was pretty much give them back what they'd already traded away, and not even as good of a way. So they kind of just, and literally the pick they got from you and your team is going to probably end up being another 40 goal scorer. So it's like you're trading away a 40 goal scorer to get a fucking 40 goal scorer. So it's pretty stupid.
From their point of view, their problem is they've been up against the cap for a while. And so the reason they keep doing this is for cap relief. Like, if there wasn't a salary cap, a lot of teams wouldn't be making stupid trades. Because a lot of their trades the past while were just due to, they were essentially, yes, they were getting the same player, but they were getting the cheaper version of the same player. Because when you have Kane and Taves who are making like 10 million a year, that really eats up what you have left, right? And that's, yeah, that's basically been their problem for a while. Is they won 3 cups in like 6 years, and they had to give like a ton of money to their stars, and then they had no cap space, and that made their team not that good because, you know, you can't just have 5 good players on a team. You need, you know, a good team, not a good couple players. So, yeah.
Cardinals are trading for Jose Quintana from Pittsburgh Pirates. Basically getting a pitching.
Yeah. Decent pitcher. There aren't that many pitchers left. Even though there haven't been that many trades. the teams that strike first obviously usually get the best player or the players other than Soto and Shohei. But I don't know how serious the
Shohei
Angels
is
ever were with trading Shohei. They were listening, but listening and, being serious about wanting to trade him.
the Angels are going to ruin him for as long as they possibly can. The longer they keep him, the more money they make, regardless of how shitty of a team they are.
Pretty much.
And it's funny because last year he was a better batter than he was a pitcher, and this year he's a better pitcher than he is a batter. So it's kind of funny how he keeps switching.
Well, when you're good at two things, you're not going to be good at both of them at the same time. Like, equally at the same time. That's just how it's kind of going to be, right? Don't get me wrong, he's still a great batter. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, Shohei Ohtani's garbage. It's just,
No, if he was a free agent,
Oh, he'd be...
every fucking team in the league would be after his ass. Same with Juan Soto. Same with a lot of players. Imagine if fucking Aaron Judge hit the market.
He's gonna. This is his
Yeah,
last
but
year.
I don't doubt the Yankees let him leave.
He said that he's not giving them a discount. He said that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they can afford whatever he wants.
Yeah, it depends on whether they really want to. Like, that's the thing. Like, I know you're like, oh, why wouldn't you want to have one of the best hitters? But it's one of those things where he's going to be asking for like 40 mil a year. Do you really want to spend that on a guy who's already 30?
There's a video on Twitter showing the White Sox manager falling asleep in the first inning, standing up. Now everybody's saying, get his fucking ass out of there, he's sorry. Oh. Sucks not being able to laugh. Every time I try to laugh, I cough.
Welcome to being sick. Population U.
The Minnesota Wild, I guess, finally got that guy that was getting held back in Russia.
Kaprizov?
For real. Yeah.
Thank God.
He landed
thank
in the
God.
United States.
Thank God. He's on my fantasy team. He is my superstar. Losing him, if we were not to have him this year, or I were not to have him, would basically make my team like the worst in the league.
People always gotta bring politics into it, talking about, is he on Team Putin? Yeah, because there's teams.
Yeah. I'm sure in a certain way, it's like...
I'm pretty sure half the Russian people are gonna side with the Russian people, because that's where they're fucking from, okay? Like, who gives a fuck what they think unless they actually try to hurt somebody?
Pretty much.
Let people live their lives. Even if it's a dumb way to live it, it's their life.
Okay, I go... Sign up for
Oh look, y'all had pity on the Boston Red Sox and picked up a player.
Did we?
Sydney Sweeney.
I have never heard of Sydney Sweeney. Never heard of that person.
Well, he's only 24 apparently.
Not bad.
Well, that's just a joke. It might just be a joke, but I don't know why you would make a joke like that.
About
Like
someone being 24?
No, about them picking up somebody named Sydney Sweeney. Like, Evgeny Malkin had a Lion King cake for his 36th birthday
A Lion King? Really?
with Rafiki holding the fourth Stanley Cup. It actually looks really good. Whoever made it's actually really talented. My problem with stuff like that that's made like that is I would never want to eat it
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
looks so good.
Leather gloves of the sage. Focus. Boo.
Isn't Malkin the guy that plays for the Penguins?
Yes.
Why do all the Penguins players have all the cool personalities? You got Sidney Crosby, who's cool as hell. You got Malkin, that's cool as hell. You got,
You hear that, Sid?
well,
He said your hockey player is cool as hell.
anybody who has a Lion King cake at 36 is cool. And to me.
Says the one who's like loves the Lion King.
So,
I'm just saying, like,
that is not, definitely not any bias at all.
you're gonna be a Pittsburgh Penguins fan because the more they do Lion King stuff, the more you're gonna want to hang out with that team. You're gonna get a Penguins tattoo.
No.
That would be random. All of a sudden, you're like, dude, see what I got, and you send me a picture, and it's a picture of like a Penguins tattoo and the Penguins' face has been replaced by Sidney Crosby's face.
That would be funny.
It would be pretty expensive.
Not really if you make it like cartoony looking. I've seen some very detailed tattoos and they don't cost, usually don't cost, I would guess they don't cost anyway. I don't know, I ain't never had a tattoo, but I know like most tattoos here I think it's like $100 starting, something like that.
I'm kind of curious. I've always been interested in getting a sleeve. I know that's weird to kind of say, to go from zero to sleeve, because that's like a big tattoo.
I would never do it unless I knew I could handle the constant, because it's literally a needle piercing you at supersonic speeds.
It's a needle.
Constantly.
It's a needle. Because I didn't have 500 needles in me in the 2-week stretch. Ooh, not a needle.
Yeah, but did you have them in you for? Cause you talking about a sleeve.
IV.
Even if you do
I had an
partial
IV
sleeves.
in me for literally like a day. Over a day. From like 11 in the morning till like almost 2 p.m. the next day.
We've all have IVs in us. Hell, I had an IV in me when I had to have that shit removed from my esophagus when I swallowed a nickel.
You just wanted a
It was
nickel
stuck
back.
in my esophagus. What I'm saying is, it takes like a good. It hurts. I know people who have like whole bodies covered in tattoos that says the shit still hurts to get.
I probably wouldn't like straight up go from nothing to like I'd get like a small like say like a 9 Inch Nails tattoo first. Like the 9 Inch Nails logo.
That's what I was saying. I would, if I was ever to do something like that, I would get a tattoo, a standalone tattoo, to test the waters first. Cause you get a damn sleeve, you're gonna be sitting there
12 hours.
12, 14, 16 hours
Yeah.
with a damn needle just constantly. into your skin.
Yeah, I'd probably start off with like band logos or sports team logos. Get like a Sens tattoo, then get like a Nine Inch Nails tattoo, then get like a Blue Jays tattoo. And then after that, like, just be like, well, okay, I'm getting like a sleeve. I also don't know what that sleeve would be of, but you know, here we are. Sorry, but yeah, I've always liked the look, quote unquote, of that. It's weird because you know, again,
I
I
like
don't have
sleeves too, but it's one of those things where one I've never had. I've had the money to do it, but I've never actually went through with it.
Well, yeah.
Cause surprise, surprise, I've wanted a tattoo of a panther somewhere on me.
Oh, really?
So
That.
surprise, surprise, isn't that a big surprise?
Oh, yeah, totally. I can't see why you would want a cat tattoo. Everything about you's not cats. It would be like me wanting a cat tattoo.
I know that's such a life-changing thing. And Brian wants a tattoo of a panther on him. Wow, this is world news. Alert the media.
Again, it would be like me. It would be like me being like, I would like to get my kitties tattooed on me.
I wouldn't mind doing that too, but I don't know. I feel like that would be very hard for a tattoo artist. Very easy to fuck up because Coco has so many different colors on her.
I don't think
Not like
I
you
would
would
do
do.
like their faces. I would try and do something that was like related to them, but not their faces. Because yeah, I agree. That would be something you could fuck up really quickly.
I don't think it would be as bad with Sydney or Austin. I don't know about Nate. I think, or Nate. Who the fuck is? Yeah, Nate.
Yeah,
I
Nate
had
would
it right. I was
probably
about to say,
be
who the
the
fuck is
easiest
Nate?
because he actually has like coloring, whereas Sydney and Austin, like, you risk the same cat-like look, right? Like, I'm not saying that the guy wouldn't be talented. I'm just saying, you know, they're white cats.
It would have to be somebody you trust. You'd have to go there and get tattoos. If you like the way he can do, you think he's got the talent to do it, then you could do it. But I mean, it could be done. It's just, it wouldn't be the first thing I'd ever have somebody try to do for me, because end up going out of there with a damn stickman figure of a cat on my arm. I'd be pissed off.
Oh, in a way, I would be so pissed off. In another way, I would try and play it off as I have a coworker who had like his like daughter do a Habs logo on him, and it looks so bad. So I would just play it off as like trying to be like him as a joke. It's such a bad Habs look. Like, and the Habs like the Habs don't have that intricate of a logo, so it's kind of funny that like it's that bad.
Well, some people just are. Well, to be fair, tattooing is,
Hard.
yeah, harder than drawing. Like, drawing the tattoo is hard enough. But then having to actually tattoo it is a whole nother damn thing.
Well, yeah, it's basically drawing, but you only get one chance, right? If I draw something right now and I fuck it up, there are erasers or other pieces of paper. You just can't, like, cut someone's arm off and, like, start again if you screw up with, like, a tattoo. So that's why it's, yeah. And that's why his doesn't look that good, because
Oh,
you
you're
can tell.
about to probably be happy, buddy.
Why?
Blue Jays are in talks with the Angels about Noah Syndergaard.
Ooh, that's another guy on my fantasy team. We do need starting pitching, so I'm not complaining. We need pitching in general. Says like 90% of the league, right? Like, I wish I could. It was daytime out in here, so I could actually freaking see like what's going on. At least I'm getting health potions. Those are nice. That looks like a loot chest. I want to go play with it.
Well, the Blackhawks hired an assistant coach. You need to hire a new GM.
They need to hire a lot more than just an assistant coach. They need like, yeah, that franchise needs like a total makeover. They've needed it since like the whole like thing that happened in the 2010 playoffs came out. I'm just gonna say it like that. I know that's not like the greatest way to say it, but you know. Are you? Which? Oh, I guess I can just kill these guys. I'm trying to find. Oh, they're archers that I need to kill. Maybe if I was paying attention to. Oh, now it's daytime. Yay, daytime's coming. You can actually freaking see in this game. I will say they have totally improved this game like crazily. It's like actually a good game.
Wow, big surprise. They decided to keep Otani in. Wow, surprise. Totally surprising.
Kill half the world in order to get my loot? Yeah, because...
Why are all these people shitting on Brodeur right now for? Everybody's talking about he's a bad goalie or not even a top 5 all-time goalie.
He wasn't a top 5 goalie. He is the most overrated because he hid behind a great defense goalie in the history of the NHL. If you look at his stats were like... I don't want to call it... They were average. They weren't mediocre. I was originally going to say they were mediocre, but he wasn't that bad. He was an average goalie who was propped up. Kind of like Chris Osgood. In my opinion, they were kind of equal goalies. Average goalies that were propped up by, like, all-time great teams. Like, don't get me wrong, I would put Brodeur...
Is my dad's favorite goalie.
Like, I would put Brodeur slightly higher on that list.
Can you guess his favorite goalie?
Patrick Roy. What?
Say it again?
Patrick Roy. I don't know.
You know who his favorite team was? The Avalanche.
Patrick Roy.
Patrick Roy, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Speak
Roy.
French properly.
Roy.
Wow.
Roy.
It's French.
Roy. It's Roy.
You're Roy.
The legend, Patrick Roy.
No, see, Patrick Roy totally, like, would carry bad teams far in the playoffs. His whole 1990, basically his Stanley Cups with Montreal, were carrying
Well, that's why my dad
teams.
used to always talk about him. He used to say, Patrick, he used to, before I even got into hockey, and I would ask him about hockey, he was always, one player he always remembered from when he used to watch hockey and his Avalanche team was Patrick Roy.
Yeah.
Because he was the most dominant motherfucker out there every day.
And that's why, like,
Nobody could stop him.
I would put Patrick Waugh as probably number 2 all time. My number 1 all time is Dominic Hasek. Just because he was straight up carrying a team that had no one. Like, straight up. Most of the time, when you, like, Buffalo, the whole time he was on Buffalo, he was carrying a team that had no one. He won back-to-back MVP because of that. Dominic Hasek.
I don't have favorite players because I didn't watch hockey back then, so it's kind of weird. It would be weird to have a favorite player from like the 80s and shit.
Oh, I kind of have favorites, but that's just because I really like the North Stars logo. That's, like, in my opinion, the best logo in sports history.
Well, teams and logos are different. I'm talking about players. Be like me saying Wayne Gretzky is my favorite hockey player ever, but I never watched a single fucking game he played in, except on YouTube. Like 25 years later.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who are like that.
I'm sure there's a shitload of people who are like that, but it doesn't make it feel kind of weird. I like Pavel Datsyuk, whatever the fuck his last name is. He was also one of my favorite. You can't deny he was a crazy good player, even if he played on the Red Wings.
Boo, Red Wings suck.
That man was very, very good at hockey.
He was a Red Wing, no, he wasn't.
You're just jealous.
No, I'm not. I would not. There's a reason why I'm a Sens fan. It's because I didn't want to be a Red Wings fan anymore. That is right. There's an alternate universe where I stayed a Red Wings fan.
And you would still be in the same position as you are right now with
And
either team.
My favorite team would have won 3 cups as I was growing up. But because I said fuck that shit, I don't like going for the team that always wins. It's boring. My team is
always wins, but only won 3 times and then hasn't won jack shit in like how long?
Yeah, but it's still 3 more wins than
But you like the Tampa Bay Lightning. You're not a fan of them, sure, but you want the Tampa Bay Lightning to be the same type of damn shit that the Red Wings were, which they kind of are anyway. I don't care what you say. They might not have won 3 yet, but that don't mean they won't.
I'd like to see them win 3.
I wouldn't. Fucking Tampa Bay don't need no more trophies.
That is such a surprise. The Florida Panthers fan doesn't want their number 1 rival to win.
I would say that even if I wasn't. It doesn't matter what one I follow. I don't want Tampa to have more trophies.
See, I've said this before. There aren't enough dynasties in sports anymore. So that's why I would like to.
Sure, let fucking Sabres go in a dynasty, or
Sabres.
or fucking I don't know, Blue Jackets or Coyotes. That'd be funny, but cool.
Blue Jackets would be cool. Blue Jackets are like one of my more favorite teams. I like underdog teams. That's why I would never be a Maple Leafs fan, because they're the least underdog of teams that are actually kind of underdogs, because everyone likes them.
are you talking about? They're underdogs. They never make it past the first round.
No, but everyone, the way they're talked up, they're gonna win the Stanley Cup every year, and that drives me crazy because delusional
That's because you
fans are
sit there and
annoying.
list. You sit there and you listen to people bitch all day. That's so that's more on you, buddy, than anything else.
What are you talking about?
You know
I
they're full of
have to deal
shit,
with
and you
Leafs
still let
fans
them.
because I live in Leafs fan land.
That's when you just tune them out.
It's hard to tune out 90% of all the people you know.
No, it ain't. I've done it. You'll get used to it.
But yeah, I am. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, I don't hate the Leafs if I named one of my cats after a Leaf player, but
I don't think you hate the Leafs. I just think it's more so of a
The fans.
hate-love kind of. Yeah, it's a hate-love relationship because the team itself is all right, but you fucking can't stand the fans.
yeah. If the fans weren't so delusional, I probably would be a Leafs fan. And, like, don't get me wrong, there are fans that aren't that bad. Like, there are
Well,
people
they're
I used to
basically-
stream with who were Leafs fans that weren't delusional, but all the people I work with are delusional Leafs fans. Like, straight up, like, the moment they get knocked out of the playoffs, they're, oh, we're gonna win next year, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, there hasn't even been a free agency period at this point. It's still good the playoffs are going through. How can you honestly say they're gonna win a cup? Like, it's like just delusional, just yeah. And then you
You
got
kind of
like
have to be delusional when you haven't won a first round in years. To be
And-
fair, you have to just sit there and tell yourself, next year, next year,
Yeah.
next year, next year, next year, next year, next year, next year.
and
Obviously,
another coworker I love is the like. I have a coworker who has a like okay, Maple Leafs tattoo isn't that crazy, but it's chipmunks as Austin Matthews, John Tavares, and Mitch Martin. Chipmunks, and it's like, first of all, I would never get an actual player tattooed on me because players change teams, and that's super risky. Because 2 years from now, if Austin Matthews leaves that team, are you going to be as happy as having his face tattooed on you? Right? Like, I just don't see that ending well.
their life.
Yeah. And then it's chipmunks, which is just kind of like, what? Why? And don't get me wrong, we're
Maybe he likes
talking about
chipmunks.
like I talked about like my one coworker getting the Habs tattoo poorly tattooed on him. That tattoo, the chipmunk tattoo, is a very good tattoo that he had a friend put on him. Like, it looks professionally done. So I will say that it is a very good looking tattoo. It's just not something I would have done, because Leafs logo, fine. Have fun. Leafs player, unless they're an all-time great, which I guess you could say Matthews is, in a way.
Yeah, he'll go down in the Hall of Fame as a Toronto Maple Leaf, regardless of where he ends up.
What are you talking about? If he goes to, like, Arizona and wins 3 cups, I doubt he would, like...
Yes. They
Yeah.
still usually do it by what? Well, usually it's their choice anyway. So if he could go to, he could go anywhere and win 3 cups. But if he doesn't want to be inducted there, he's not going to. And as part of that team, they're not. He can choose to go and be a fucking Maple Leaf, or he could choose to be a. He could choose the team he was with for 1 damn year and left. You know,
It's kind of like what happened with the Toronto Blue Jays at one point, because Roy Halladay spent his whole career with them, and then he went and won with the Philadelphia Phillies. And he didn't, when he died, after he died, he got like posthumously, or however it's pronounced, inducted into the Hall of Fame. And they said that he didn't want to choose between a team. So he went on into the Hall of Fame with no logo.
Which is fine. I mean, that's better than spitting in the face of one of the teams.
Which it kind of was, in a way, because you're spitting in the face of the team you spent like 15 years with, because you won with the one team.
Well, that's sports, buddy. I mean, it's shitty, but you know, it's sports. Plus, he could have really liked it 1 year he was with the Phillies.
It's the Phillies.
People don't think the same way as Andrew does.
And that's why they're wrong. Everyone should follow what I say. Everyone should be a Suns fan and a Blue Jays fan and a Carolina Panthers fan.
And the Penguins fan.
Yeah, you wish.
What? I could be a Penguins fan if I want to.
No, you wish that I was a Penguins fan. Secretly,
I mean, you kinda are a soft, like a soft fan of them because you have a cat named after their star players. So, same with the Maple Leafs.
So, named after Sidney Carlson, someone who doesn't exist, but I just came up with that name right now off the top of my head. Hey, kid. Little kitty girl. But yeah. I'm more a fan of him on Team Canada than I am of a fan of the Panthers, the Penguins, the P animal team. That's a big boulder. But yeah,
It amazes me that the Reds are still able to give away players after all the shit they've given away.
Yeah, like, do they have anyone well, they have Joey Votto, but I don't think he'd ever go.
He's near retirement anyway.
It'd be nice to see him, like, go to, like, the only Canadian team, because he is Canadian.
You want everybody to go to the only Canadian team, though.
No, I want the Canadians to retire on the Canadian team, because there's not that many Canadians who play, and therefore, it'd be nice for them to go, quote-unquote, home.
Yeah. Home is where the heart is.
Damn straight.
And
Come
his
back
heart is
to
in
Toronto
Cincinnati.
and play for the Blue Jays. You can win with us. Why wouldn't you want, like... See, when it comes... You can't really say the same thing, because obviously, like, I guess not 90%, like 60% of the players who play in the MLB are from United States. But, like, I guess it would be the equivalent of, like, star player from your hometown. Like, you'd probably want to be like, okay, well, you can, like,
Settlement is starting to prosper.
come back to, like, the local team and, you know.
That I don't care about. Yeah.
That's
Well, I won't say I
just
don't care
'cause.
about them. I won't say I don't care about them because anytime the Braves do good, Georgia gets money.
Thank
So
you for silencing
better
the
for
sound.
us.
Yes. It's strange. They used to have less initiative. A solid night's
So in
sleep,
that
yes.
aspect, I do
Better
care.
plans.
But you know,
I don't know why you wouldn't want your local area to win. I say that as,
well,
you
that
know, I very, very rarely actually like local teams. Constitution, intelligence, dexterity, although the stats are too poopy. Intelligence. I don't need intelligence. My greatsword's pretty good though. And constitution strength.
why is he trending? Is Atlanta trying to get rid of Ronald Acuna Jr.? That'd be stupid to
Why
do
would
it.
they do that? That would
I
make
don't know.
zero sense.
They don't have to do shit with him anyway till 2028.
Really? He's that far out?
Oh, that's when his club option comes up. Olsen's in it is 2029.
Stone bricks. Okay, I do need bricks.
Joe Musgrove, $100 million 5-year deal with the Padres. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have very good pitching and shitty offense. You go 4-11 in 15 games and score 3 runs or less in 11 of those games. That's what happens.
Sure.
Can you guess what team I'm talking about?
The Boston Red Sox.
Miami Fishheads.
The Miami Fishheads.
Yep. It's what they deserve to be called right now. They don't deserve the Marlins. So they're the Fishheads. Now I want them to come out with an actual like fish hat, like a giant fish
Why
styrofoam
don't
hat
they?
on.
It's like a missed opportunity.
Austin Riley signed a 10-year, $212 million contract with the Braves.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he signed. Greenwood.
They're getting all their good players back. That's one thing about the Braves. They always keep their good players if they can.
Well, yeah.
Some teams that don't understand that concept, you know. I'm not saying any names, but you know. Nationals.
Yeah. I think the Nashvilles are like the worst case scenario for that recently. Right? Like, they had there's struggles, and then there's what the Nationals are doing right now.
So the Marlins are pretty fucking bad at it too. They had some good players and they gave them away and let them walk. That's why I'm not a Marlins fan. Nothing pisses me off. I can understand losing, but if you let people walk when you could retain them and keep good players, you're an idiot.
Yes and no. Like, it depends on, like, okay, say you had Wayne Gretzky, or, like, a really, really, really good player, but the rest of your team is shit. You're not gonna win. So why not get rid of that player? And, you know, rebuild and hopefully make the team better later on, right? Like,
you need at least 3 good core players to build around.
yeah.
2 at least. And they had that at one point. And I don't remember their names, but I know they were good because they went to other teams and thrived. But they had them, and then the Marlins let them walk, and then ever since then they've been in and out of shit. The okay shit. Never good.
Here's the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. Give me the kitchen. I need to cook food. You a kitchen?
Oh, Will Smith is leaving Atlanta.
He's going to West Philadelphia, where he's born and raised.
He's going to Houston. They're trading Jake Odorizzi, whoever the fuck that is, for Will Smith. Apparently they both... I don't know who Will Smith is. The only reason I know who Will Smith is because that's the guy that Juan Soto hates. They both hate each other. They nearly get into a fight every time the Braves and the Nationals play.
Well, Chris Rock
Every
also
time.
hates him.
This Will Smith is not an actor. and not of the same skin color, okay?
I can make a Will Smith joke. Not a very good Will Smith joke, but I can make
Well,
a
an
Will
apology
Smith
on YouTube, and it was the sorriest excuse of an apology I've ever seen.
He was generally
He
sorry
waited
for being
5
Will Smith.
months. 5 months he's waited, and it's crazy because I thought it's been a lot longer than that, but it's only been like 4 or 5 months since he slapped Chris Rock. Feels like it's been longer than that.
I haven't heard anything about him in like forever.
Because he went off the grid, because his career was going down the drain after that shit. Still
Yeah.
kind of is. That's why he came out with his apology on YouTube and shit. And
I've been studying the ruins and am working to harness the
basically
power of
apologized to everyone around Chris Rock. Apologized to the fans and shit, but really didn't apologize to Chris Rock.
I think he already did right after what happened.
No, nobody believes that shit though. He
Well, yeah,
even him
at that point you're like, well, I'm in trouble. I apologize. And, like, everybody knows that. It's, like, just kind of like, I'm only saying this because my career's gonna, like, fall apart if I don't. Yeah, Packy,
And it's a shame because I used to like Will Smith. I feel bad for him because he's in a very shitty marriage, and that's a lot of his issues.
See,
Very abusive.
I've never really been a Will Smith fan, that's the thing. Like, he's been in a couple decent movies that I liked growing up, like Men in Black. And obviously, like, him in whatchamacallit, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like, that was classic. But other than that, like, I can't really sit here and say
Him,
like,
because he's always been pretty cool. To me, he's always been a decent guy. He's always seemed honest. Like,
and his rap music was always the funny rap music where it's like rapping about like being clean and good. Like, do your homework every day. Like, everyone else is rapping about like
well, he
sex
got
and drugs and
give him credit where
murders.
credit is due, though. He made that his niche and won the very first rapper to ever win an award for that shit. So it says something about him. Like nobody else had ever won that award.
But yeah. He hasn't,
It's more
like,
so his marriage. It is that woman is evil. Like she's any person who's supposed to be your wife for like the past however 20 years they've been together, who can sit there across the table from you, look in your eye and laughing as she tells you about how she cheated on you time and time again while you're crying, is a piece of shit.
yeah, it's not just women like that. There are men who are like that. Like, abusive relationships.
Regardless of if you have a penis or a vagina, you're a piece of shit if you're that type of person.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And it ain't nothing but damn verbal and mental abuse constantly that man has to go through. So in a way, I can understand eventually you just fucking snap, because you probably held shit in for years. So in some ways I can sympathize, but in other ways,
You don't go slapping
it is
dudes.
what it is. Like, he should have dumped that bitch on the curb years ago.
Pretty much.
Him and his kids would have been better off for it. Because his kids are just as crazy. Have you seen what some of the shit kids get up to?
No.
I think his kids are crazier than his wife.
Kind of scary. No, I don't really follow anything he does. Like, I'm not really a fan of him. And like I said, like, he had brief periods of kind of being cool growing up, but yeah, not really a big fan of him. Like, I don't go out of my way to look up Chris Rock. Well, I don't go out of my way to look up Chris Rock stuff either, but
I don't go out of my way to look up any of this shit. It's just usually people cover it that I know. So it just happens that I know about it. I could care less about what.
the world's biggest Chris Rock thing. I'm sure there is someone like that. It's like Chris
I
Rock.
like Chris
is
Rock.
right,
No, Chris Rock's awesome. I love Chris Rock, but I'm not a mega fan. I like it pretty much anything he's ever been in has been funny. I've
he was
enjoyed it.
in that movie with Jackie Chan, right?
No, that's Chris Tucker,
Oh, okay.
which
Chris.
is also awesome. Chris Tucker's amazing. I love Chris Tucker. He kind of dropped off the map after that movie, those movies, though, which is fair enough. He's been around a long time. He was actual friends and real close friends with Michael Jackson. He used to tell stories about how him and Michael would be hanging out at his mansion and stuff.
Same with Macaulay
And
Culkin.
see,
I love how
Macaulay
that's a
Culkin, I
mature
really
tree,
never.
and that giant tree I just cut down is not a mature tree.
Macaulay Culkin, I always, he's cool as hell, but I don't really know much about really much about him, other than the fact that he was in a lot of good movies,
And
obviously.
he's now, like, we've been through that website. That website is amazing.
I still don't think he actually, if he probably hands that off to somebody.
Oh yeah, it's like 35 different people writing nonsense articles.
He
That's
was
what
actually
makes it
at
fun.
he was at a AEW show not too long ago. He still looks just as young as he did fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah,
He
he
doesn't
kind of like
age.
aged 30 years in 15 years and then has like stayed looking the same age for like the past like 20 years. If that makes sense.
He did all this aging for the next 50 years in a short time, is what
Yeah.
you're basically saying.
Because he went from
But-
like his kid look to like looking like he got ran over by a freight train in like 10 years.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it to you before when I saw him the first time he appeared on because he came and did a thing with WWE, and that was that first time I'd seen him in a long time. He looked like fucking shit. Like he looked so run down, like he had been getting beat up daily, basically.
Well, beat up is probably not the word. Drugs is probably the word. That's
But
what
he looks
I
good
figured.
now, from what I've seen. He's doing a lot better now because he looks a hell of a lot better than he did. So that's good, I guess. Good for him.
I agree. There's a turkey.
I will not. Cannot make fun of people for turning their lives around positively.
Hell no. Trying always gets you kudos. It's like Bobby Ryan. I don't know if you saw what happened, but he like relapsed into his like alcohol addiction, and is like going through and trying again in order to like get clean again, basically. And a couple people at my work were like making fun of the fact that he relapsed, and it's like, how can you like make fun of something like that? Like, first of all, mental health issues, like, why are you being a dick about someone struggling? And then second of all, like, if they relapsed and are trying to get clean again, like, you help that person, you don't make fun of that person. Clearly, you live a very awesome life if you've never had problems like that. Like, and
I would say awesome, but probably a very closed-minded life.
yeah, like
A very sheltered life.
yeah, and the one person who was making fun of him is like the most like, I am addicted to like marijuana person that I've ever met. He almost cannot cope if he's not high. And so it's like, buddy, you're kind of pot calling each other back here. Like, you really should not be making fun of him because you're addicted to something, even if you don't see it.
It is what it is.
I can't skin a wildcat. Who are we, the Wildcats? Who are we gonna skin? The Wildcats. Speaking of Wildcats, did you see the XFL announce their teams for next year?
All I've been hearing about is more lawsuits.
The XFL, now in your favorite city, Orlando.
Sure it is. They already had a team in Orlando.
No, that was the AAF. Ethan, that was the AAF. And your other favorite team, or city, also known as San Antonio.
Nobody cares about San Antonio except people in San Antonio, and even they don't care.
Oh, what are you talking about? It's gonna be good for that league because San Antonio was a great draw in the AAF. I'm surprised like no one's like San Diego.
San Antonio is only known because of the NBA team.
Well, now they're gonna have a football team.
They're the people from California that didn't want to live in California, so they moved to Houston and San Antonio. That's what that place is.
Why you gotta hate on San Antonio? It's the greatest place named San Antonio. I don't know. I've never been there, probably never will. So I can't really make fun of it. I don't know what my favorite team's gonna be in that league. I don't even know if I'm really gonna care about that league because I care more about the USFL, so. Then again, The Rock is kind of like. We talk about like people who you think is cool. The Rock is like another one who's like, that guy's cool. The Rock is awesome.
Yeah, Rock's always been awesome. Dwayne has always been awesome. I've never, ever, like, even when he was wrestling and he was supposed to be the bad guy and the guy that you hated, you couldn't really hate him because he was just so fucking cool.
Other than his name, because Dwayne is like. Dwayne's kind of a dweebish name.
Dwayne. Okay. I don't agree, but okay.
What? It's like. It sounds weird. Is what I'm trying to say.
A lot of fucking names in the world that sound weird. Most people's name in French sounds awful.
Well, that's because it's French.
I didn't say it. You said it.
I'm Canadian.
So
I can make fun of the French.
So when they come to get you, they can get you. Leave me alone. They don't want to come around me anyway to get COVID.
Did have to stop eating baguette to come around me. I don't know. It's a terrible joke, and I know it is, but, you know. Here we are. I said it.
It is what it is.
No, French has always been the language I've had a love-hate relationship with because being forced to learn it in school and being
The language is
absolutely
fine.
terrible at speaking it has always, like, yeah.
The language itself is fine. It's just people's names in general are just
Jacques Cousteau.
not even that. Jacques Cousteau is a decent name. But fucking, like, it's the ones where, like, Patrick Roy, for example. Patrick Roy, or whatever the fuck you said. That's stupid.
Wow.
It's Roy, damn it.
Wow.
It's Roy. Roy.
Wah, 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 wah.
Learn to use English names like English names.
Nope. Not an English name.
Damn sure ain't a French name.
Wah, 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 wah. It's Helen Keller putting her hand in wah, wah. Terrible joke.
Stupid interpretations of names are the worst thing in existence.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I would rather you have a name that sounds and looks weird, but at least sounds like it looks like Jacques Cousteau. His name looks weird, just
It's
like it is
Jacques
pronounced
Cousteau.
weird.
If you don't know how to pronounce it, it could be Jax. Jaqus.
No, because Jax would be Jacks.
I don't know. I'm trying to justify it. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, and you're just shooting me down. I'm such a victim.
What do you? I'm not gaslighting you. Stop trying to say I'm gaslighting you.
I'm a victim here.
Says the guy that French making fun of the French people a while ago.
I like French. French food is awesome. You ever eat a poutine that's bad? Like, come on, poutine's the best.
I don't want to eat anything that's pudding.
Have you actually ever had a poutine?
I know it's what it is. Have I ever eaten it? No. At least I know what I know what some of the, like the one that I'm thinking of. Like I'm sure there's different kinds of poutine, but it's basically like a cheese.
It's fries with cheese and gravy.
Yes, I know what it is.
It
I
is
would
amazing.
probably eat the hell out of it if I ever had it. But yeah, it is what it is.
It is a Canadian staple and it's the greatest food of all time. Next to all the foods that are better than it. Lodestone. What the hell's a lodestone? But yeah. Nope, I have always, like, French food's great. Baguette, come on, it's just bread and a stick. It's a stick of bread. Can't hate that.
Sure I can. Maybe I don't like bread.
Bread's amazing. How do you live if you don't eat bread?
I really don't hardly ever eat bread, so I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
Really?
I don't really hardly ever eat bread. Most of my food consists of noodles
You're
of some
just the
sort,
world's biggest Zoodles fan.
like hamburger helper,
I haven't had that
something like
in ages. That is great. I'm not making fun of it, but I have not had that in ages.
Really don't buy anything with bread because, to be honest, if I buy bread and I buy stuff to put on the bread, it never lasts as long as it needs to last. I eat it,
Fair.
so it's kind of just a waste.
Fair, that is always the struggle with bread, is eating it all before it goes bad.
No, I can eat it all before it goes bad. I eat it too fast is the issue. I don't eat it too slow. I eat it too fast because it's readily available food. I don't have to put time into cooking it. Unless it's for like a grilled cheese sandwich, which I've actually been craving. I don't know if that's a COVID thing, but I've been craving the hell out of it, like a grilled
You don't know
cheese
if
sandwich.
that's a COVID thing. That's you're speaking as if you're like pregnant. I don't know if the pregnancy's talking, but I really feel like
You never
pickles
know,
and
because I haven't.
mustard.
Look, I have not ever had it come across my mind until I got sick. Well, I could go for a grilled cheese sandwich right now until I got sick.
I really feel like
I've never
pickles and
had
mustard.
that. I've never had that thought before, ever. I've never sat down and been like, I could go for a grilled cheese sandwich right now until I got sick. It's like,
Pickles and mustard.
never. No,
See, my first thought was pickles and gravy, and that would just be like, okay, I don't know if I could.
that's fucking no. That's fucking. That would be the limit. Like I like both of them by themselves,
Yes.
not together.
Pickles and mustard you could kind of see because, you know, yeah.
Uh,
But
Too-
pickles and gravy
Too
would
much
be like,
tang. Much tanginess.
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of mustard anyway, unless it's on a sandwich. I'm much more of a ketchup person if I have to use a condiment.
Unacceptable.
Or salad dressing, but never mayonnaise. I'm not a mayonnaise person. I don't like mayonnaise.
It's Quagmire! He's a banshee! Quick! Kill him!
Gotta try to get with Brittany now and see about, because I have 8 hours of sick time that I could probably use, I guess, for these 5 days I'm off. Maybe get 8 hours of pay. But I gotta get with her to see about how I'm supposed to go about using it. If I can. I don't know if I even can. I don't see why I couldn't, because I'm sick, so, and there's sick hours. So.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd
But
want to
you
blow
never know.
through them all this
Well,
early.
considering I've had 3 hours this whole fucking pay check, I kind of need them.
Fair.
Kinda. Like, I've been out 3 days because of this, and the 2 days I came in today, because I went into work today before I even knew I had COVID. Luckily, I work in the cooler.
Yeah, luckily you work with food, right?
I don't work with food, I work with the drinks.
Same difference. Still stuff people have.
Yeah, but they're fine. They're okay. It'll be a-okay. Cause I'm pretty much at the end. Anyway, I'm pretty much towards the end of it anyway. Like, I still feel like shit, but I don't feel like I did half a week ago.
Fair enough.
At all.
And I know there's like a certain point where you stop being contagious, and I don't know if you've like reached that, but you may have.
Like, because I think the kid quarantine now is only like 5 days. That's why it's 5 days policy. So, and I've been sick for 3, so, well, 3.5 basically. May as well say I've pretty much already done it. Now I'm doing more. Right?
Pretty much.
Because my uncle, he has it, but he's already over it shit. He don't feel sick no more. Even though he's still tested for it, he don't feel it.
Yeah.
He feels fine.
That's kinda. I'm pretty sure you like test positive longer than you are, though. I'm pretty sure that's normal.
Bad thing about him is since he's a manager, he's still technically MIT, but he's the manager of his store. He's actually got to go get a doctor's test done. I don't.
Shit, yeah. At least that's definitive, though, right? If the doctor says you have it, then you got it. There's no like.
Well, I think that's because he's a manager and it's something to do with company shit. Because he's a manager. I don't think it's because they don't believe him or anything. It's just you're a manager, you're a high-ranking employee of our company. Go get this shit done for professionally and whatever. Whereas everybody else is, oh, that's shitty, man. Stay the fuck away from us for a week.
Yeah. Get away from me. You have COVID. Okay, I need one more tooth chest. I never thought I would say that, a chest of teeth. This is a very weird quest. On the search for people's teeth. How they got in chests strewn across this town. Question I don't know. I will get the oil. I don't know what it's for. but it's oil. I will be an American. I must take all the oil.
At least I still got my good paycheck coming tomorrow. Should get around $100 and something dollars.
Not bad. Yes, better than not getting a paycheck.
Could probably, maybe, hopefully get the 6 hours for this one and still get another decent $100 or something check. I hope close to $100. Yeah, for the next week after. Maybe, I don't know how that's gonna work out. I'm not gonna sweat it either way. I don't really give a shit. Like, even with the 8 hours, I'd only be at 11 fucking hours, so.
Got a desecrated leather coat from Mr. Slimy. Okay. So another thing down. Doing all the quests on the road, apparently. I can recall. That'll be the easiest way to get back to handing that quest. Oh yeah. I still find this to be the most American colored shirt ever. Red, white, and blue. It's like I'm about to, like, go to war in 1800 for the American side.
Maybe you are.
Manifest Destiny. I don't know. It's the first thing that comes to mind in that era of the United States. Oh, little whiny cat. She's sleeping on my bed, and she just kind of sighed. Did her like. Turkey, get back here. Thanksgiving's coming. I must Thanksgiving turkey. Another quest. Look, I've been mapping where you found those teeth, and I know we're looking for his wife, and she lost all her teeth. That is great. I don't know if I'd want to hang out with a toothless chick, though.
Why not? Be fine.
Because they're probably going to, like, be crazy. If you ever met a toothless chick that wasn't crazy?
Probably. I mean, I live in the South, so.
I've only ever met one toothless chick. She was quite crazy.
You live in the South of Georgia, you meet tons of people without a lot of teeth. Either from getting them knocked out, in my case, or drugs, you know, other shit.
Or both.
Drinking.
Or all of the above.
Or all of the above, sure, yeah.
You are such a whiny little kitty girl. Oh my god. This is such a melodramatic little one. She's cute as hell though, so it's okay. I'm not gonna like complain too much. She's an adorable little cat. Okay, I just follow this road. Go around. I don't want to kill the banshee. Oh, we'll kill Scavenger Bro because he wants to die. Told you. Can I climb on the roof of that? I'm kind of curious about it if I could. There's an alligator there. And there's a dude who wants to, like, murder. Corrupt. Oh, okay, so there's actually corruption potions. That's kind of nice to know. I will put that on too. You drop a health potion. 10 out of 10 would get a health potion off of alligator again. Like over there, I guess? I don't know if it's like an area and you're just like searching or what, but Pink murder the alligator. And he did. Did you run, Mr. Alligator? Okay, this is not where I'm supposed to go. Although it is. Oh, the guy I already killed, I have to kill again.
Happy. Don't you love killing people multiple times?
Run around in a circle, regen health. Oh wow. Any murders. I don't have to kill him anymore. He is dead. It is okay. I didn't have to kill him twice. I killed him not needing to the first time. So I can't really, like, complain about backtracking. I thought he was, like, a rare or something like that. Oh, and I got a musket. Musket of the Barbarian. Conan's favorite musket. Yeah, I don't know how much, I doubt you probably pay attention at all the New World, but they added musical instruments in the last patch,
Yeah,
which
you
came out
told
like
me.
2 days ago.
You told me about that.
It's not the greatest system, I will say that, but then again, usually adding musical instruments for any game is kind of crappy. It's very...
It depends on how it is. Lord of the Rings Online did it amazingly. You have whole bands in Lord of the Rings Online that sound actually good.
You were playing ASD, or your, like, instrument keys, and you have to, like, time it when it pops up. It's very standard. Let's call it that. Wouldn't call it bad. It's just not like
It's probably
Fishing
not
where they
like
came up
that.
with,
I don't
like-
think that's like. I don't think that's how Lord of the Rings does it, but it's kind of hilarious how that game still does so many systems better than games that come out 20 years later. That's why it's still popular.
a lot of
Still alive.
a lot of old games have better ways to do things than the new games, because the new games are trying to, like, appeal to everyone instead of, like, appeal to people who want to play music in a game, right? Make it a deep system that's interesting. That way someone can just play the game as, you know, that. Tender spine. Tender spine. And this game is down to only 4 servers in our data center. It's actually kind of crazy. Because it was like hundreds of servers. And now it's like 4.
And that's what happens at a shaky release.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's crazy to see it fall down that far. Especially because now it's a much better game. I'm surprised it hasn't rebounded a bit more. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't expect it to be like anywhere near where it used to be, but ring! That is a good ring. Unfortunately, it isn't entering. Because yeah, now you even have like drum slots and upright bass slots. It's kind of funny. I've only unlocked the guitar, so I don't know what the other ones are like, but yeah. I think that's... guess in a way that's an upgrade. Is, but it isn't. Right? Kind of a side grade. Musket is... Oh, that's a really decent musket. It's better than the Focus frickin' rapier. Murder the turkey. I will murder all turkeys I see. Okay, I have multiple quests to turn in. 2 there. 1 there. 1 there, that's not bad. Oh, and yeah, I should go turn in that quest too.
I always go for like a New York team and then just follow Toronto in baseball.
What's wrong with Toronto?
I could always just go to one of the New York teams in football and follow Toronto in baseball, since I don't care for either of the New York teams in baseball.
New York is... the Mets aren't that bad. I just am very much not a Yankees fan. The Yankees are evil. Cooks, Carpenters, Festive Cooks. I could do Iron Ignits. I'm sure I can do Stone Blocks. Is the wood working, right? Wood shop, yeah. Okay. Where is the... It's just around the corner, okay. I went the wrong way, I think. It's right over here. $129 stone blocks. And then what was the other one? I need to find the forge. The forge is over here? Around back here? That's kind of a crappy location. Okay, degrade steel the iron. I guess. It should get me more.
Problem with that is I don't know which New York team is shittier, to be honest. I would go with the one that probably. Well, I don't know. If I went by quarterbacks, I'd go with the Giants. I've followed Daniel Jones since he was at Duke. But
Why would you switch away from the Bengals? I don't understand that. You have a good team. Why not like the good team? Again, I know what you're trying to do. I just wouldn't do it with that. Because the Bengals are the Bengals, and the Bengals are going to be good for a while.
yeah, I know this.
You
Trust
have
me, I
like
know this.
probably at least 5 years until you have to worry about the Bengals not being good. As long as Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt or something like that, because that could always happen, right? But
Oh, anything can happen.
you have a dream.
Look at Andrew Luck retiring.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. He was going to be a Hall of Famer one day, and he retired, which I understand why he did. It's just he was going to be such a great fucking quarterback.
He was a great
I mean,
quarterback, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, he was going to be even better than he was. That was what I mean.
But he was tired of getting hurt and all that type of stuff, and
Yeah, but in a way I can understand it, but in another way I can feel like it was a waste of talent.
yeah, but at the same time, like, I agree with if you're just getting hurt and your team's not really like protecting you, to get out of there the only way you can before you end up with CTE and, you know, die early or go crazy or all those things that people that get CTE have happened to them, right? Like, mental health is very important. Brain health is very important. And, yeah. So I totally agree with what he did.
Like I said, it makes sense. I don't argue with the logic behind it, because even when he did it, it surprised me a little bit at first, but like, it is what it is.
Yeah. He made his decision, and there obviously, you know, you being random dude had absolutely no say in it, because that would be weird, right? All of a sudden you get called up by, like, Baker Mayfield, and they're like, hey man, I think I should retire, do you agree? Like, that would be the most random conversation for just, like, this NFL quarterback or an NHL goalie or, like, some star athlete to just call up a random fan. Or not even a fan, just, like, they just called a random number on the phone and asked that question to whoever's
I would
on the
do
other
something
end.
like that. I would actually probably do something like that.
In a way, I would want to, because it would be funny. But yeah.
The thing about that is the Colts ended up like the year after with the best offensive line in the whole league now. So it's kind of sad that they waited too long.
Yeah. And now they have an
Because
old man.
Don't talk bad about Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan carried the Falcons on his back for years. He's going to be dominant now. He's with the best team he's ever been playing on.
Even the team that lost in the Super Bowl this first year?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Like he's had a couple Hall of Famers. There was a time he played with what other names? eluding me. Tony Gonzalez. And then there was two other ones I don't remember, and honestly I don't remember them, but they're Hall of Famers. But other than that, like, the Colts team he has now is the best overall team he's ever been on.
Kind of
And
like
they're
Baker
not
Mayfield.
even-
This is the best team he's ever been on.
Oh,
Could have won
no,
the Super Bowl this year.
no, don't even try. Cleveland's team when he was there playing actively was far better than the fucking Panthers.
Lies.
No,
Playoff team
not
this year.
lies. Might be a playoff team, but they still ain't better than the Cleveland team that he had. Not even close.
100% a playoff team. %. They're gonna win the playoffs. They're gonna win the Super Bowl, and you're gonna be all like, "What the hell? How did you know this?" And
I
I'm
didn't
just
say they were going
like,
to be a playoff team. I just said that they're not better than the team he had in Cleveland.
Oh, they are. They are better. Cleveland.
No,
Oh,
they're
did you
not.
see that stupid? 6 games.
It'll probably be increased. It's just something to put out so they can put something out.
6 fucking games. It's so fucking dumb. Just saying, that is so fucking dumb.
He ain't the worst that's ever been in the league, trust me. There's people who've literally committed murder and continued to play their career and never got suspended at all. Even though they were found guilty of it. Or no, they were guilty of it, but they got out of it because they had money, and then they went on to play the rest of their career. Put it that way. Like,
Basically, yeah. I know what you're saying. Like, when you have money, you can get out of a lot of things.
Tyreek Hill, like, abused his wife and his kid, supposedly, allegedly. Probably, yeah. Probably is the more. It did happen. It's just money sweeps anything under the rug.
Which is wrong. It's a bad way to do things.
Which I don't know. I don't know, because he's at practices now with his kid, his son, and stuff, and they always look like they having the time of their lives, you know. But you never know what could have been going through a rough time at the time. Nobody knows. In his case, that is.
Well,
Like,
you're at a
shit
football
happens.
practice. Is like, I don't know how old the kid is, but I'm sure if you were 10 years old, you'd love to be at your dad's football practice.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, he don't look at his son like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, right? He looks at his son. When he was in the video, he looked at his son like he loved his son. You can tell when somebody doesn't like somebody.
Fair.
Right? Like, as much as I hate to say it, like, what Deshaun Watson did is nothing compared to half the shit that people get away with in the NFL or any sports, really. Just because they get goddamn millions of dollars they can throw at lawsuits or counsel and all this. Like I said, that I don't remember his name, but he I want to say he either shot or stabbed somebody to death and went on to play a full, like, 10-year plus career.
That's.
Never got reprimanded for it.
I'm sure he got reprimanded. Bad
No.
boy, don't do it again. Now let's pretend it never happened.
Nothing ever came of it.
don't have more timber? I should have more timber. Timber and coarse leather. I think I should have a decent amount that I can make a coarse leather.
And another reason another reason, to be honest, it kind of made me go like, maybe I should just follow a team that's shitty across the board. At least in football, at least, just because I didn't want to be known as a bandwagoner just because I jumped on a damn team that went crazy after a 4-12 year, or 4 and, what was it?
I'm gonna give you shit no matter what, though. That's the thing, like. So you can't really be like, oh, you're giving me shit because of that. No, I'm gonna give you shit if you change your team.
Fair enough.
I'll give you shit for leaving a team like that because you, like, went to that team at the perfect time. And if you're like, oh no, I don't want to be a part of that team now, or a fan of that team, I'd be like, you're missing a perfect opportunity to just continue liking a good team. You're not like me where I have to worry about, like, is my team actually going to be good?
Panthers will be a playoff team.
Secretly, you're talking about the Florida Panthers. Hello,
Well,
Noob
actually,
MMO
it
Gamer. How's your night going? Welcome back.
For once, there was no double meaning to what I said. I was
It's like
being
one of the
truthful.
very few names in sports that, like, have two teams.
Told you what I think about my Panthers.
I have so much food apparently that I can make. Ooh, I can make sausage. Sweet. You can make sausage, you always make sausage.
No, I like everybody on, like, I like the Bengals. I like all the players. Like, there's not really a player on the Bengals that I could say I don't like, which is unusual for a team.
I'm working on trade skills right now. But yeah.
Who is posting shit on? Oh.
Kind of jumping between different towns as well, because obviously, quest determined. I'm almost level 33. I should be 33 pretty much by the time I leave whatever Brightwood I think I'm traveling to right now. I didn't pay attention. Pretty sure it's Brightwood. Yeah, Brightwood Capital. Okay, where is the... Okay, he's just down over here. Okay. Yeah, Brightwood. Why are there things floating in the air? Where's the... See? You got traveling bands in this game.
Yeah, but it ain't Lord of the Rings, okay? It ain't the same thing.
Hey, it's
Doesn't
good
have
when,
this-
it's whenever a game adds something like that, even if it's not the greatest system, it's still pretty decent. Because you got, like,
know.
games like World of Warcraft that totally should have added something like that by now, but haven't. Because it's all about raiding. Having a raid. Are you a hardcore raider? Greenwood. Yeah. Okay, I need a lot of stone.
I guess, yeah. I guess I could. If I stay with Cincinnati, Florida, I don't care enough about fucking basketball to have a team, really. I like basketball, but at the same time,
It's
I
basketball.
like. But baseball, though, that would, like. I don't want to be a Braves fan, but at the same time, there's no other team I really give a shit about, other than, well, really no other team I would give a shit about. Maybe the Marlins,
Marlins are
but at the same time, Marlins are suffering though. I have enough suffering. Panthers suffer enough.
Florida Panthers. Come on, they're not that bad. You're gonna be the best team called the Florida Panthers. And they might even be the best team called the Panthers this year. You never know.
Well, I don't think that's kind of hard to do considering how many games there are compared to two sports.
Travel ration. Okay, I don't mean in terms of wins. That would just be kind of unfair to be like, yeah, no matter what, you know, the team that plays 17 games is going to be worse than the team that plays 82. So, I guess I need to make travel rations. I'm pretty sure I have enough food to make travel rations. Where's the...
I guess you would have to base it off of like if they both get to the playoffs, whichever one goes further in the playoffs.
I was more thinking win percentage.
Or that, I guess. Sure. But I doubt the Panthers get to the playoffs. And I'm not even talking about yours. They might, but I just don't. We barely made it to the second round with last year's team. If we make it to the first round this year, I don't see us get to the second round.
Go, that's
Again,
done.
I could just be pessimistic, and then we could go stupidly far into the playoffs. But
Welcome,
Huh.
traveler.
Hey, that's happened before. When Ottawa made the finals, they had just lost Zdeno Nuchara and Martin Havelat, so they lost like two of their best players, and then they made the finals.
But fish is our mainstay.
So it's not like it was, you know, you've never heard of it happening, right?
yeah,
Oh,
Anything to grab over here? Okay, grab those two.
you know what's funny though? You want to hear some of the, you want to hear some other like silly shit? Right. Cleveland Browns player gets suspended 25 and up games for weed.
Yep, I saw that.
17 game suspension for betting on his own team. 12 game suspension on Vontez Burfict for targeting. I know him because he's a Bengal. DeAndre Hopkins got a 6-game suspension for trace amounts of PEDs, PEDs, basically steroids.
Yeah. And then the dude who has 30 freaking allegations against like him for sexual stuff.
Somebody
gets
got,
6
I don't
games.
even know what this one is about. Got free tattoos, 5-game suspension.
What?
Yeah.
3 tattoos?
Got free, FREE.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like he got free tattoos. Apparently, he got suspended for 5 games.
Tattoos of what?
I don't know. It just says got free tattoos, 5-game suspension.
Like, imagine it's like tattoo, like, he gets like a bunch of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the like most immature tattoo would be, like penises on his forehead or
Like
something
there's
like
people who like I don't know. Like the whole Deshaun Watson thing is just a whole shit show.
that. Oh yeah.
You can't
100%.
blame him for you can't blame him for paying $250,000 to get rid of his
Yeah, you
legal trouble. No, you can't. If you had that money, you would do the same damn thing if you was in the
Okay,
same
fair.
situation.
But you blame him for being in that situation.
It happens to everybody. Like, I could come out and somebody could accuse me of poisoning peanuts or something.
True. True. They could say you had COVID while you were working and therefore you made me sick, I'm suing. Right?
Yeah, I was the cause of an outbreak in Thomasville, and just because I was working at a Circle K. Yeah, like by law, he's never been guilty. Doesn't mean he's not guilty, but by law, he made himself innocent. By
Yeah, but
paying
at the same time,
for
you're
it.
not gonna pay if you're like totally innocent.
But
Like,
you're going to pay if you have the option to pay regardless, though. That's my point. Like, if you have the option to pay to get rid of something that is a major pain in your ass every day, you're going to do it. Especially when it's chump change to you. You just got $300 million.
fair, fair. Yeah, what's 250K if you're rolling in it?
He probably wipes his ass for $250,000.
I wouldn't go that far, but I get what you're saying.
I would say some people have done that just to make a meme out of it. I think Eminem one time said he had a toilet paper roll that was just $1 bills.
Well, $1 bills is nothing, right?
Hmm.
Nothing. Like it's not like it's like $100 bills. Big difference. And it's Eminem, anyways. You expect that from Eminem. He's kind of Slim Shady's a crazy character. Anyone from Detroit's crazy. I speak that from being 30 minutes away from the place.
Oh, thank you, Cat, for getting litter all over everything and bringing nastiness out of your litter box on my shit.
Oh,
Put it that way.
I had that problem a couple days ago. I came home from work and it was dark down in the basement here. And I hadn't turned on a light yet. And basically I don't know which one because I have 3 cats. One of them had came out of the litter box and clearly brought some stuff with them, and I almost stepped in it.
Yeah, this bad thing about this is she decided to do it on my fucking mouse pad.
Ew. I don't think you really decide to leave that type of thing behind, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It happens.
Also, it would be funny with limited edition shit cash from Eminem. Buy these dollar bills that I wipe my butt with.
Yeah, I'm sure to a certain extent someone would pay money for that. Right? To a certain extent, if someone's like Kim Kardashian wiped her butt with this, someone would be like, well, I'm gonna pay $1,000 for that. You know,
Sniff your
gamer girl bathwater was a thing for a while.
I can just imagine somebody buying a Kim Kardashian used dollar
Anything.
bill just and putting it into like an airtight jar or something, and every day they go in there. Ah, the smell of Kim Kardashian's ass.
God. You just hope that was the day that, like, she didn't eat something disgusting.
Oh. That's
True, true.
yeah. That's what got R. Kelly 30 years in prison.
Yeah.
Because he tried to pay the wrong people.
That is.
But
Yeah.
But then again, he also had a lot. He wasn't just peeing on little girls. He had a lot of shit he was into that he should have never been doing. Sex trafficking and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, he was just all around a fucked up person. Like, he deserves everything he is. He was, I told you about when he was in Africa doing that concert. He was like, people give me, like, he was in Africa doing the show, and he was like, had a whole routine about, I'm going to take you home with me. Get your passport and all this shit.
Yeah, it's totally screwed up. Like, yeah, there's no other way to put that. Like, he thought he was above the
Like,
law.
that
Clearly,
alone right there, what should have been a fucking red flag. Then you had him back in the '94. He tried to legally marry a 15-year-old by making her lie about her age.
like, how do you think you're gonna get away with that? Like,
Well, he
I
didn't, obviously. But the sad thing is, that should have been it right there. It shouldn't have went from '94 all the way to 2022.
well, yeah, like that's the really fucked up part. That like all these things happen, and just because you're rich and you're R. Kelly, you kind of get the free pass type thing. When it's like he did that for years upon years upon years upon years upon years, and really didn't have anything ever come back against him. Like,
What happens when you're...
Rich.
He was so popular in the '90s that he was damn near untouchable. Because that was when he was at his peak fame.
I don't even, off the top of my head, I can't think of an R. Kelly song.
I Believe I Can Fly.
Oh, he's that guy. Okay.
Which is actually, like, he actually was a good singer. That's the sad part. Good singer, but just a fucking awful person.
Yeah, that happens frequently. There are a lot of people who are good at something that are also, Deshaun Watsons of the world.
Deshaun Watson is not even the worst person. He would not even make, like, top 1,000.
Oh, probably not. Probably not. He's still not a great person, but he is a good football player, is what I'm saying. What am I looking for?
What I will say is that if he actually did it, karma will get his ass. It always does. It always
Yeah.
comes back. Plead the fifth on anything Deshaun Watson does until it bites him in the ass. I don't care about him enough. Also.
Yeah. I just wish he,
Like, I
didn't
really
get
care
traded to the Browns.
about
'Cause,
any of
I still would have been a Browns fan, but, here we are following Baker Mayfield to a team that's probably, according to you, worse.
On paper, they are worse. They're a lot worse.
I don't know. They're in a weaker division. I will say that. Their division is a lot worse.
Yeah, but they're a lot worse than the Browns, so it's like... He could maybe dominate the weaker division, but I don't see him beating Tom Brady if Tom Brady's actually playing well.
I shouldn't have taken that to the face, but sure.
Then again, if he beats Tom Brady out, good for him. Like, good for him, honestly.
Yeah, if you're able to beat Tom Brady, you are clearly a good quarterback. I will
No,
just
you're
say
just
that.
a good team. If you can be, it's not just quarterback, because
Sometimes it is, though. Sometimes it...
I was going to say that, but then I thought about the Bengals because they were shit, and then Joe Burrow came back and they went to the Super Bowl, so I can't really say that. But yeah,
There are times when it's 100% the quarterback. There are times when it's like,
it's 50-50.
yeah. Each thing is its
It's
own.
mostly team though. It's mostly a team thing. If your whole team is not playing well, you're not going to do well.
Yeah, and at the right time, because obviously there's times when it's like, oh, the quarterback's like carrying a team, but it's like 8 games into the regular season, and like, what was it, like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers started off like 11-0 or something like that, and then they ended up dying in
Lost
the
rest
first
of the
round.
game to
Yeah,
some shit like
to,
that.
to the Browns. So like, it's
It was
peaking at the
also,
right
like
time.
the Panthers, like the Raiders are a good example of that. They always start off really, really good. Every year they start off going like 6, 7, 8-0, and then they just go down the drain and lose every fucking game the rest of the season nearly. They did that last year when they met us in the playoffs. Like they barely made the playoffs.
Ancient Guardians and South Vega Bridge. Where is a bridge? Oh, it's above me. Okay. I'm like, where's a bridge right here? I don't see a bridge. Look up. And there's a deer. And there's a music note thing. I am not gonna do it because I am
But you'll get to see Carolina and the Browns week 1, so don't worry.
Yeah. I am totally hoping that Baker Mayfield wins that game.
It probably will because it'll be Jace.
Brissett.
You know, I don't think Jacoby Brissett is actually a bad quarterback. On paper, stat-wise, Jacoby Brissett has very similar stats to Baker. It's just he's always been playing for
34 different teams.
pretty fucked, awful teams usually.
Where was
like
he
the
last
Colts.
year? Was he?
Colts?
He was at
Colts.
Colts? I thought he was Miami for some reason.
No, he was with the Colts. He'd actually made a good contract with the Colts, and then Coco, get down. That damn can wasn't full. I thought she was about to kick a damn can full of soda on me.
You kitty things. Welcome to cats.
What was I saying? He was on the Colts, and he actually, last I heard, he had actually made like a multi-year contract. But I guess after the first year or two, they just got rid of him and got the obvious upgrade in Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Matt Ryan is clearly an upgrade.
Matt Ryan averages 300 plus yards damn near every game with a shitty Atlanta team. I'm gonna be excited to see what he does with Indianapolis, cause that's the far better team.
Okay, get this guy. I need to get 15 of these guys. That's usually these
Plus,
quests aren't this tiny.
I'm all for people who have been like on shitty teams for most of their career going to new teams and then getting a Super Bowl ring. That's why I wasn't mad. I wasn't even mad when we lost the Super Bowl to Matt Stafford.
How do I even get up there?
Matt Stafford deserved his ring.
Yeah. After all those years he played on the Tigers. The Lions. Not the Tigers. Wrong sport. He deserved the ring. Lions and Tigers are completely different sports. I will say I like that about a lot of Detroit teams. They're all cats. They have their like theme.
Yeah, all the cats except for hockey. For some reason, they went with Red Wings.
Hockey and basketball.
Yeah, Pistons, yeah. I don't mind the Pistons. It's just the Red Wings that make this. Like, I'm in the minority because obviously a lot of people love the Red Wings logo and shit, but I'm in the minority about. I don't mind it. It's all right. I just don't understand why you went with it.
Yeah, like you said before, there was a very likely scenario where I ended up as a Red Wings fan just because of them being local, but yeah. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. You deserve that ring. Like, you wish there were some other like players like that, like Kelvin Johnson and Barry, what's his name? Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders. Barry, what's his name? This is just the best running back in probably history.
Barry, what's his name, was
Barry
amazing. What are you
Sanders.
talking about? I'm not that big of a football fan. You know me. I'm Canadian. Like, come on.
You hurt my feelings.
I may be close to Detroit, but I'm Canadian. Me and my football knowledge are very small.
I bet you know who Bo Jackson was if I asked you.
Yeah, because he was a great baseball player.
Exactly. See,
We have
he
baseball
was a
teams
great
here.
he was a great he was a great baseball player and a great football player.
I don't really know him as a
He-
football player. I don't even know what teams he played on.
He
as
was
a
one of
football
the,
player.
he was a Raider.
See, news to me. My guess was Atlanta.
Bo Jackson is known as like the Raiders' best running back ever.
Who was the multi-sport athlete that was a cornerback? Because didn't they? Wasn't there one in the '90s that was a cornerback too?
I don't know. I know Bo Jackson is, and I think
Because there was one who played on the Atlanta, like for both Atlanta teams at once.
I don't. I'd have to look it up to be honest. You talking about Jackie Robinson?
Yeah, that definitely wasn't in the '90s. Jackie Robinson was, about 40 years earlier
Oh,
than
you're,
that.
you're talking about Dion. You're talking about Deion
Yeah,
Sanders.
him.
I should have known when you said Atlanta.
Yeah, he was the Atlanta guy. Because he played on the Braves and the Falcons.
Well, he also played years with the 49ers too, but yeah. He actually played for 4 different NFL teams. Falcons, 49ers, Cowboys, and Redskins.
See, I
well,
know,
actually,
I know
5,
Cowboys and
5 actually. Because he went Falcons, 49ers, Cowboys, Redskins, and Ravens, and then he had 2 Super Bowl rings by the end of that.
see, he was great.
He batted a .304 with 26 bases stolen and 14 triples in 1992.
Exactly.
And hit .533 with 5 steals for Atlanta in that year's Fall Classic.
So, you're clearly reading an article because no one calls it the Fall Classic without reading it in an article.
Yes, I am reading the article. I told you I was going to have to look it up.
Because, like, no one calls the World Series the Fall Classic. Unless they're, like, trying to come up with a synonym for World Series. Because they've said it 6
Okay.
times in, an article already, and they're like, oh, we gotta do variety. Oh, look, this guy has a bunch of
Yes.
Christmas ornaments up.
Bo Jackson is a Raider legend. Just like he is a baseball legend.
Fair.
It's, well, like I said, it's kind of sad that you don't see them type of athletes hardly anymore.
Yeah, it's
It'd be
because the baseball team doesn't want you to get hurt, right? So they don't. Insurance doesn't allow you to like do.
Well,
two
that's kind
game-
of why Bo Jackson's career ended short in the NFL. He got fucked up.
Yeah, because like you
He
look
was-
at like
he was
Kyler
amazing,
Murray and
but-
players like that totally could have, right? Because he was drafted high by, I think he was like, I want to say 9th overall by the
Yeah,
A's.
Kyler had the option of both sports. Yeah, I remember that. He chose the one that gave him more money, and now is an entitled asshole. Supposedly, the Cardinals are saying that they have to force him to study film now.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that originally his new contract had that stipulation, and that's kind of a funny stipulation. Oh,
It's-
faction rep. That's why I'm like, oh, where's the marker?
Excuse me, I was lost in thought.
He came out and was talking about, I'm glad that you guys think that somebody as small as me in this sport can get by without studying film and trying to get better, but which he's got a point, but at the same time I think he's full of shit. So
Pretty much. Pretty much.
like what he says is true for people who actually do that. Right? But I don't believe him that he actually does what he's saying.
But he also plays on a team that's not going to go anywhere because, you know, they've never gone
No,
anywhere
that
in
team
90
is
something years.
actually good. Like that's Arizona has always had years where they go
They get really
deep into the
close.
playoffs, and then they panic and fuck it up for years, and then
In all the hustle.
like they can do it. Like they have the team right now to do it.
Fair,
It's
fair.
just actually doing it. It's just I don't like Kyler. He's the best quarterback they've had in a fucking long time.
I can't even think of another quarterback that team's had that's been good. Again, I'm not that big of a football fan. So.
Carson Palmer was like the last good one they had. Carson Palmer was pretty good.
That name sounds familiar, but the only Carson I can really think of was Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is actually not a bad quarterback. He's just getting he's getting very unlucky with his career at the moment. Like Carson Wentz was not even 3 years ago a top 10 quarterback, and it's kind of the same shit that happened to Cam Newton.
Or Jimmy G. Jimmy G brought that team to the Super Bowl. And really, they were within one game of the Super Bowl, too. Last year. Even though he was hurt. And he still does not get the credit. He's never gotten the credit. Even wasn't there a year when Tom Brady was suspended or something like that? And he, like, went undefeated with that team? And they still... Like, don't get me wrong, you're not going to trade Tom Brady, right? Like, you're not going to give up Tom Brady. He's the greatest of all time.
Well,
But he
I
really
mean,
didn't get
that's-
any credit for being as good as he was.
It's usually that way. People that like he needs to leave because the 49ers have done come out and said they're starting Trey. So they've done said that Jimmy's taking a back seat, so he just needs to leave.
Yeah, and especially for, like, he makes, like, what, 20-something million or something crazy like that. Like, you don't want that on your bench.
Well, I don't think they don't think they have any intention to let him walk, unless he wants to walk. They didn't say they were going to trade him. They just said Trey is now the starting quarterback.
Well, yeah, they
At the
drafted
same
him
time, but like,
to start. Like, that makes sense, right?
yeah, they drafted him to start, but at the same time,
It'll be interesting to see what happens with the
when they fall
Carolina
down
Panthers
together
and their quarterback
it-
situation.
when they fall down the gutter and go to shit, they won't have nobody to blame but themselves, and then they'll be looking back on it like, hey guys, remember the Jimmy Garoppolo era when he
Yeah,
was our quarterback and we were actually doing decent? We might have not have won a Super Bowl, but we made it to one.
yeah, but it'll be interesting with the Baker Mayfield, Matt Corral. I don't think Sam Darnold's gonna be a thing, but it'll be interesting to see because
You
Matt
can't judge
Corral.
shit based off of practices. That's when you're expected to be shitty.
Well,
Like,
that's because
that's
they're
all I'll
trying
say
to,
about it.
right?
Can't base anything off of practices. All that is just putting shit out for, like, getting in, losing weight, helping gain muscle. Is not to really
Learn the
decide
playbook.
who's best. Like, it's more of a PR stunt than any damn thing. I think it's just something for people to binge watch while they wait on damn preseason. I would have liked it. Like, Sam Darnold's not a bad quarterback. He's just never been fucking developed by somebody
Yeah.
who knew what he was doing.
He got screwed over by what team was that? The Jets.
He got screwed over by the worst head coach in history, Adam Gase.
No, you can't say that. The Jaguars
Yes,
have
I
the worst
can.
coach in history.
He had a better college career, so he ain't the worst. He had that
Trevor
college
Lawrence
career.
got screwed
so-
over by the worst coach in history. Don't get me
Trevor
wrong.
Lawrence only dealt with like half a year of it. That ain't the same.
Fair. I will give you that. But he is the
Adam
biggest
Gase
failure.
was there for like 3 years, 3 or 2 years.
But
Let's
that's
see
how,
how long he was. He was there 2 seasons. He went 9-23 with them, including an 0-13 start that was the worst in franchise history. So yeah, for the first 2 years of Sam Darnold's career, he had no coach. Before that, he was on the Dolphins and had even worse record. He was a single reason the Dolphins would have been good and at the point they are now, if not better, 2 years ago, if not for Adam Gase.
Don't mind if I do. Another Taskmaster?
Like, there's quarterbacks that people are overlooking a lot anyway right now. You still got people out there who's going to be really good quarterbacks like Davis Mills and Mac Jones and, well, those two mainly. Well, I was talking to you the other day about it. You were joking about how bad Houston was when I said, really, not really. They're actually not in that bad of a spot. They still got a very good quarterback because Davis Mills is a very good quarterback for being a rookie.
Is he a rookie? I thought he played a bit last year.
Well, that was his rookie year.
Okay.
He had he did 10 times better than Trevor Lawrence in his rookie year. With a equally, if not worse team.
Okay. Do I want to go on?
Which is why I say that I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to ever be an actual good quarterback, because if Davis Mills can do really fucking great with what he had, then I don't really see the excuse for Trevor. I know they're different people and everything, but at the same time, if you're the #1 overall pick by a team, you should be at least better than the other rookies.
Like Baker Mayfield was. You can't even deny that because he's definitely better than Sam Darnold.
Just because he went to the fucking Browns and Darnold went to the goddamn Jets. Jets is like the void of the NFL. You want to like them, you want them to be good, but they never will be. I think the Texans will be all right. They got a good quarterback. They
Well,
got
they
quarterback,
also have like 340 draft picks.
but they don't need a quarterback, and that's the biggest thing right now. If you don't have to have a quarterback, you're in a very good spot to build a team easily up.
Ooh.
Same with like the Giants. The Giants only need to build around Daniel Jones, but they never do. They don't do nothing to help them.
No, there's a guy right there. I don't want to pull two guys. Yachty.
Like when a third round rookie outplays a #1 overall pick in the draft, it's just kind of funny. It's sad.
Yeah, but at the same time, every so often you get third round rookies like, what's his, Wilson. Why am I Russell Wilson? I don't know why I couldn't think of his first name for a second. I mean, he was a third rounder, but at the same time, like, kind of an all-time great, right? Like, if he outplayed someone from the first round, which I'm sure he did, if there were quarterbacks taken in the first round, he was probably the best guy, right?
Well, that's basically how it ended up with Davis Mills. I mean, he was pretty much outplayed most, if not all, the other quarterbacks that were. Let's see what he was actually in. Who was in his? Because it would have been 2021 draft class. Was the same year that Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, and all of them came out. So you got to think he's played better than Trevor. He's played better than Zach. He's played better than Trey. Who else is in here? He's like right there with Mac Jones. I'd say they're about even because Mac did pretty damn good in his rookie year.
There he is, he's coming back. That was a strategic thing.
All Trask, but he hasn't played any. He's the backup to Brady.
Who?
Kyle Trask, he was Florida Gator. He was drafted by the Buccaneers to be the future after Brady.
Never heard of him.
Oh, that's because you don't watch college football. So I don't expect you to. But all of these quarterbacks taken above him, have only one of them has even kind of done it anywhere near as good as he has, and that's Mac Jones. And they were all picked in the first round. He was picked in third at 67. So that's good on him. I hope he does good.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to when you're going to a team with the reputation of being poop. That's why, even though I was pessimistic about the Jaguars, I still wanted Trevor to not be a bust, but you know, it's the Jaguars.
Oh wow, I've defeated 1,000 creatures now. I just got through TV. Time goes fast. It'll be fun.
Mac Jones, yeah. Mac Jones should have made the playoffs. I think he did. Didn't the Patriots make it to the first round
Yeah,
last
they
year?
got their
Or did-
butt imploded by the Bills.
Yeah, that's right. So he did make it to the playoffs. So I guess technically you could say Mac Jones did slightly better than Davis Mills, but the Patriots are a more complete team, far more complete than Houston was last year.
Oh, there's an archer up there. I heard. Oh, those guys explode. Okay, that's news to me. At least that archer didn't attack me. That's nice. It's always nice when things like that happen. Now I can go kill him. Murder! Okay, so the archers are easy. Okay, that's good. A defender, but you don't have legs. How can you defend as good as other people?
Oh Lord, I don't understand fucking Joe Biden and always talking about, oh, now we don't need troops overseas because we can kill people with drones. That's nothing new. We've always had drones.
Fair, fair.
Welcome to 2022. Welcome to 2015. Hell,
I was gonna say, when you're as old as he is, drones are
like
new.
they killed a high, like a leader of an Al Qaeda terrorist group. Like one of the most wanted guys on the shit, and now he's all like, we don't need troops. See, now I was right in pulling shit out of, pulling everybody out of here. See, guys, I did good. It's like seeking approval where there's none to be had. You're not using anything that's new to us. Like, I'm happy that you blew up somebody's house. Congratulations.
Okay. I don't know if I want to play with those guys. Those guys seem like they would be probably up to murder me. I stole your leather hat. You can't get me. I don't want to jump up there. I don't want to jump up there.
At the same time, I'm kind of glad I get the next 5 days off so I can get over this shit completely.
Fair. Explodey guy. Explodey guy. provided. Oh no, I have COVID-19. How come it's not letting me... There we go. I was gonna say, how come it's not letting me... Oh, it's corruption. What am I doing? I'm wasting them. Okay. Mechanics like this in games are always kind of obnoxious. It's like, come on. No one likes to stand here and wait for their fucking corruption garbage to go away. Especially 3 minutes. It's just stupid.
There's probably a way to get rid of it faster.
Oh yeah, but it's obnoxious when it's like, for 3 minutes you have to stand here if you don't have this one potion. And like, there's like no way to really regenerate your health because your health goes away so goddamn fast with it. So you can't really do anything for 3 minutes. It's like... games that do this are always like... trying to like channel old school game stuff, but doing it in a dumb way. Because I can't really even use my inventory right now. I'm hitting tab and it's not doing anything. Come on, Blight, go away. You're not cool. There we go. Okay, why is tab not working? Why can't... did it like fuck up my keybinds or something? Why can't I bring up my inventory? Because I changed. It's not the button. That's fucking obnoxious. How do I bring up my inventory in another way then? I guess in a way I'm in a... Is it because I'm in the water? That would be like... Oh my god, it's because I'm in the fucking water. That is dumb and I get it at the same time. Mana regenerate, I really don't care about. Okay. What I was looking for was that blight. Do I have any like potions that will affect that? Because I have. No, I don't. Okay. I'm sure there's something you can make. But yeah. Oh yeah, this is fun. 35 enemies all at once. Come on. Oh yeah, you can't fucking dodge when you're in the fucking water. I hate swamps.
You don't like Shrek?
I hate swamps. Ogres are
Wouldn't
like
get out of Shrek
onions.
swamp.
They need to be thrown in the garbage. I need one more chest. Regen potion. I guess if I'm trying to get one up there, there's gotta be something up here. Oh, yeah, great. Awesome. That's what I need. At least in a way, there's other mechanics as you get higher. Like, these enemies are annoying, but at least it's like different than just like the same 5 or 6 different enemies. Shoes of the cleric. I don't want shoes. I How come you shoo me? And you don't need to poke me, Taskmaster. I'm running away. Oh, that's annoying. They don't get slowed down by the water. I don't want that road. I want the road away. Give me the road home. Give me one road home.
You ever ate at Sonic before? You have Sonic in Canada.
I don't think so. I've never seen a Sonic in Canada.
But
Why?
you know what it is.
Yeah, it's a blue hedgehog that makes good.
Oh, you don't know no damn Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's a
So
fast
that
food
place-
place.
I bought a hamburger there earlier today, and it actually is one of the biggest hamburgers I've ever got from a damn fast food place.
Nice.
Cause you know a lot of the times you order like their biggest hamburger, and on the picture it'll be so big and nice looking, and then they hand it to you and it's squished and flat and shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't the case for this time, and I was pleasantly surprised. Of all the places, didn't expect it from the Sonics.
No, I've never seen a Sonic in Canada.
My uncle couldn't eat his though, because for some reason it was making him supposedly sick, but mine was good, so joke's on him.
How much a syndicate
Maybe it was the COVID speaking.
Then Maxim has been dealt with.
Yeah. Pirate Captain Coda the Brigand.
He's gonna have to be out of work for 5 days too. I just thought about that. It's gonna be worse on him than me.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to get the actual test and it comes back negative or something, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. He could get lucky like that, or I guess in a way it would be lucky, yeah. That's the way to put it, but
The way I'm shit out of luck for a week, but I'll just sit around and sleep all day, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure in a way you are so sad.
Yeah, I'm terribly, terribly distraught. What will I do?
All this sitting around playing video games and relaxing, so horrible. Right? It's one of those
Absolutely
things where,
horrible.
like, don't get me wrong, if you're really, 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 really sick, it's shitty. But if
Yeah,
you're just
but
like,
if it was 2 days ago, I would have been thanking God for it. Yeah.
but when you're just
I'm
like
not even
lightly
religious.
sick,
But I'm at, like I said, most of my stuff is now just nasal, sinuses, and throat and stuff. That's all really I'm dealing with. You can hear it in my voice.
yeah,
Like, that's where I'm at this point. It's still annoying, it's still shitty, but it's tolerable.
yeah.
Not like it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I was like, I think I remember I might have messaged you once, but I was like mostly just like, fuck everything today. I'm going to sleep as long as I can.
Yep. Isn't it? I'm just kind of like grabbing all the materials I can and then going from town to town. Turning in clothes to get easy experience. What was the other one? Timber, iron, oil.
That's crazy. One of the guys that I watched a lot just posted a COVID test saying, apparently I got COVID. Great. What a coincidence. So do I, buddy. Join the
Stone
party.
bricks. Coarse leather.
You ever sit here and talk about stuff and then stuff that you've talked about will start popping up randomly on your fucking
Yeah, that's
like
because
phone or computers and shit? Like we were talking about the Texans and I got a video recommended to me about the damn Texans from Pat McAfee video where they were talking to the guy from the Patriots that's now their GM. And then I was talking about COVID, and then this guy right here's got COVID. So sometimes it weirds me out.
sometimes.
Sometimes I chalk it up to coincidence, but there's a lot of times you sit there and you wonder. I feel sorry for whoever's job it is to listen in on me all day.
Yeah. Talking about sports and not even good sports teams.
What are you talking about? I talk about your sports teams too, so you're insulting yourself too.
I know. I'm not I'm not just making fun of your teams. I fully understand that other than the Toronto Blue Jays, my teams haven't made the playoffs recently. I fully own that.
You can still count the Browns when you were a fan. You just can't count them now.
The Browns do not exist as a sports franchise.
You're just being a big baby about it.
Damn straight. You give up on the best quarterback your team's ever had since he came back for no apparent reason. Like, dude was willing to, like, play hurt and everything, and you just treat him like garbage.
Well, it happens everywhere. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. slowly walk, cause I just realized I'm way over, but I will, like, lose a lot of that once I get up to the thing here. It's funny, cause I was so happy yesterday when I got that new bag, because it really, really helped my inventory size. But already I filled it up with just stuff. Oh wow, that didn't clear it as much as I hoped it would. There we go. Standing. XP. Okay. Where are you going? Board. You're not down south. Okay. It's right here, man. Potter's Sprint. Everybody do the Potter's Sprint. Everybody do the Potter's Sprint. Coarse leather. I wonder if I could bind that for decently cheap. Recently cheap. Recently, it could be cheap. Oh, that's not that bad. Not that bad, and that gets me some free XP. When it's dark in game, it's hard to tell where everything is. Coarse leather, or what's the non-refined version of coarse leather? Actually, where's the tannery? I should have some of that to make. Tannery. Rawhide. Let's go buy rawhide. We should be able to get that. I thought I had some, but I guess I was wrong. Oh god, that's... You're kidding me. Available too. Really? Oh, okay. I'm gonna be walking slow because I'm like 100 over, but why not? When in Rome. I'm definitely the type of person who does not care in game about spending the in-game currency. As you can tell, I just kind of go, oh, well, I can get XP by spending in-game currency, why not? And it's like double XP, right? Because I'm going to get this XP for making 144 of this. Layered leather. A nice quiet stroll. Did I pick up the thingy here? No, I did not. Luckily I looked. Even more stuff in my inventory to fill it up. I really need to improve my other bag. Louis Van Slaughter. Oh, really? 9 weight. And then get rid of that.
Kind of funny because all three of us, like Zach, me, and him, are all gonna be out the same amount of time now.
That is kind of funny.
But his store will be taking the worst of it because they lose him and Zach. So I'm not in his store. I'm in Brittany's, so she'll just be losing. Which I know she hates it too, because I've actually been getting all kinds of damn compliments up there. I had every vendor and like several vendors come in and tell her that I was doing an amazing job.
That's awesome to hear. Congratulations, sir. It's always
It
great.
feels pretty good when the guy from Coke comes in and says I've got the cooler looking better than he's ever seen it. That's pretty high praise from him.
Good at Coke.
Especially considering he ratted me out my first day. So he kind of went a U-turn on it because my first day he complained about me.
First day's first day, right? Like,
Well, that's what she told him. Like he's brand new, give him time.
Rome was not built in a day. Coke was not stacked in a day.
She's gonna hate it though, because I'm not gonna be there to keep shit stocked up so good as I usually do. So, and I know by the time I get back, y'all, all that good work I've done will probably be gone to shit again, and I have to start all over. I had stuff organized and everything in there, and I know it's gonna be all fucked up now.
Ooh, I'll be able to get a second house in a level. Ooh, you're jealous. You don't even, I don't even have a first house, so it really does not matter to me, but you know.
I think I actually do have a house.
Yeah, you get the first house of 15, but I'll be able to have 2 houses.
Or if I don't
yeah.
have a house, I was close to it. I don't remember.
And then the third bag slots at 45, so that's nice. Territory's in.
I'm really gonna figure something out.
Here, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I'm going to go into AFK chat for a second, end the stream off, and I will return in like 5 minutes. Stronger and more powerful than ever. But yeah, like I said, I've been having fun with this game, so I'm going to come back to it on Thursday. Thursday is when I will be back. So yeah, Thursday at 10 p.m. New time. Obviously, I kind of did that switch to a later time just because it seems later's better, so why not embrace that? So yeah, thanks for coming by, thanks for hanging out, it's been fun, but yeah, I will see you 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Thursday. Have a great night. How do I turn this thing off?